Welcome back, Kevin's Mobile Repair. Got a 2012 Hyundai Elantra doing an alternator. So loosen up the belt, 17 millimeter here. These are going to be 14s or 15s. Gonna remove this little intake valve, whatever they want to call it, up and out of the way so that we can get to the connectors and stuff like that back behind it to take the alternator itself out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen everything up and swing it out of the way, take this off, take this idler pulley out so I can get some more room, pull it up this way. So first, as always, disconnect your battery. Do not like being Mr. Sparky. Alright, we'll take this off. Intake runner valve is what they're going to call it. No. Alright, I can get that in a minute. Belt up and out of the way. Should be 14. Don't necessarily have to take this out of the way. I'm just gonna make it so it gives me easier room to get down to that bottom bolt. And get my wrench back. Car ate my wrench. No, or 14s. Let's see, the other one is going to be down here in the bottom. That's where you can snake it out with the right tool, which I don't have. So I'm going to get in there with a 14mm wrench. Get to that bottom bolt. 14mm wrench. Ratcheting makes it a whole lot easier. Can't see it. It's going to be that one right there. Alternator up and out of the way. Get those connectors. Right now it's underneath the intake manifold. Not so much of a fun spot. Oh, by the way, doing this because customer states battery light coming on while driving. It's usually a very, very telltale sign of an alternator problem. Battery doesn't mean that you have a battery problem. It means you have a charging system problem. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be an alternator. Stop dropping tools and bolts today, will be good. Alright. Go figure. Huh. So that's gonna be fun. Let's see about moving this. AC line out of the way as I drop the bolt. Again. Loosen it like that. Bottom didn't want to come out, so take the top out. It should just walk itself right out. Yeah, just like that. Now, all this stuff moved out of the way. Take off that little clip right down at the bottom. Pair of pliers, pair of slug cutters. Just clip it, make sure you don't cut the wire. Bad day. sideways and get to all the connectors. Push tab. I'm going to use this. Push tab, lift up. Not going to happen. Screwdriver. Push tab, pull up. Make sure you reconnect these. That's fine. Dropping everything today. See what I mean? Everything. A little bit of persuasion action needed here. Squeeze and pull. Looks like a 12. And it is a 12. That's where it becomes vitally important to disconnect your positive supply, otherwise you would be Mr. Sparky. Alright. Make sure that gets connected back up, of course. Snake it out this way. Move all that stuff out of the way. Good thing this AC line is disconnected. And just like that. So I'm just gonna go in there like yay. Mental note, make sure these little sleeves and stuff like that are pushed back far enough that you can get the new one in, otherwise you'll be cussing and fighting. More dropping shit. So a cool little technique for that. So you don't damage anything. Put the bolt through. Tighten up a little bit. Hammer, 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 hammer right here. It'll push that out far enough so that you don't have an issue reinstalling. But they will give you issues. Oh, look at that. And it's one of those type, I didn't even need to take this bolt out all the way. It's one of those ones that just sit in there. If they look like this, they just sit in there, and then we'll bolt up here. But I took it out all the way, because that's the way it is. Why don't we hook up our wires? Find it. Got lost. second. Gonna fight with me. Alright, so once all that's back on, put your 12 back on, tighten it up. Here, a little indentation right here. You gotta make sure you get lined up so that way it doesn't damage the new alternator. So I'm going to put a wrench on that. Branching wrenches are your friend. Rubber boot back on, protects from corrosion. Connector. Clip in's good. So line this one up down here at the bottom. Just gonna sit in place. And then that one's just gonna pull right up. Easy peasy. Alright, 14 up here. This is where that crush washer mechanism is going to come into place. Now I'm going to squeeze it on there. It stays on there. So the rest of it's pretty much simple. Put your belt back on, put all this back up, put it back in, connect your battery, fire it up, and then let the voltage reading, should be about 14.5. Any questions, comments, feel free to let me know. Thank you.